Imagine arriving on a quiet island off the coast of what is now North Carolina. The wind is gentle, the trees sway, and the coastline stretches far into the mist. But something feels wrong. Everything is still, too still. And when you step deeper into the settlement, you notice the truth. Every single person has vanished. No bodies, no signs of struggle, no answers. Only one strange word carved into a tree: Croatoan. This is the story of Roanoke, the lost colony that disappeared without a trace more than 430 years ago. And to this day, it remains one of America's greatest unsolved mysteries. Let's go back to 1587. A group of about 115 English settlers arrived on Roanoke Island, hoping to build a new life. Among them were families, children, farmers, and artisans. They weren't soldiers, they weren't criminals. They were everyday people looking for a fresh start. Their leader, John White, guided them across the Atlantic on a dangerous voyage, and he had a personal reason to make this colony succeed. His daughter, Eleanor, was among the settlers, and she gave birth to the first English child born in the New World, Virginia Dare. The colony had huge hopes, but the moment they settled, problems began. They quickly realized supplies were too low, relations with nearby indigenous tribes were tense, and the land was harsher than anyone expected. Hunger, fear, and uncertainty were constant companions. John White knew they couldn't survive without help, so he made a difficult decision. He would return to England to gather supplies and return as fast as possible. The colonists agreed, though many worried he would never come back. He promised them he would return in just a few months. But history had other plans. When White returned to England, a massive war between England and Spain broke out. Every ship was seized for military use. Suddenly, a quick return to Roanoke became impossible. Months passed, then a year, then 2 years. Finally, in 1590, 3 long years after he left, John White finally secured a ship and set sail back to his family, his colony, and his granddaughter. But when he arrived, everything was wrong. The settlement was abandoned. Houses had been dismantled carefully, not destroyed. The colonists' belongings were gone. No signs of fighting, no graves, no remains, no messages, except one. On a nearby tree was carved a single word: Croatoan. This wasn't random. Croatoan was the name of a nearby island, home to the Croatoan people. The colonists and the Croatoan tribe were on friendly terms. John White took this as a hopeful sign. Maybe the colonists had moved there, but a violent storm struck the coast while White was preparing to sail to Croatoan Island. His ship was damaged, supplies were low, crew members refused to go any further, and just like that, White was forced to return to England. He never saw his daughter, his granddaughter, or the colonists again. So what really happened to the lost colony? There are many theories, and some are more mysterious than others. One theory suggests the colonists simply moved to Croatoan Island and blended into the indigenous communities. Oral histories from local tribes mentioned light-skinned people, strange clothing, and English-style houses. This theory is peaceful and hopeful. Another possibility is that the colonists tried to sail back to England using small boats, got caught in storms, and didn't make it. Many historians agree this would have been extremely risky and unlikely. There's also the theory of famine. The area suffered severe drought around that time. Maybe hunger forced the colonists to split up and join multiple tribes for survival. But then we get into the darker theories. Some believe hostile tribes attacked and wiped out the colonists, but no remains or clear evidence were ever found. Another theory says the colonists tried to move inland and were killed by disease, starvation, or environmental danger, their remains lost to time. And then there are the supernatural stories, restless spirits, curses, and unexplained sightings. Some claim ghosts of colonists appear in the forests of Roanoke Island. Others say the word Croatoan has shown up mysteriously in different places connected to death and disappearance. Even modern tools haven't fully solved the mystery. Archaeologists have found pottery, tools, and fragments that might belong to the colonists. But nothing ever leads to a clear, final answer. The truth is, the mystery of Roanoke remains open, and that's what makes it so powerful. It forces us to imagine, to question, to wonder. Were the colonists welcomed into a new culture and simply became part of it? Did they face tragedy, or did they peacefully move on, living lives far removed from the colony they left behind? We may never know for sure, But the Lost Colony of Roanoke still captures our imagination more than 400 years later, not because of what we know, but because of what we don't. And maybe some mysteries are meant to stay that way.